There was a night the walls closed in on my chest, and silence spoke louder than every prayer I had learned to say. I sat alone with my thoughts, counting regrets like cracks in the ceiling, wondering how faith could feel so heavy when I needed it to hold me up. I whispered your name, not loud enough for anyone else to hear, just enough for my own heart to remember that you once promised to never leave me alone in the dark. The room was still, the clock moved slow, and my soul felt tired of pretending it was stronger than it really was. That's when I felt it, not a miracle, not a thunderous voice, but a presence so close it felt like breath on my skin. When God sat with me in the dark, I wasn't alone anymore. No words, no answers, just mercy on the floor. He didn't rush my pain away, He didn't turn His face. When God sat with me in the dark, I found a holy place. I had been taught that faith always shines like daylight, the strength sounds confident, and hope never trembles. But that night you taught me something different, that grace whispers, that love listens, and that healing often begins when nothing makes sense. My tears didn't scare you, my doubts didn't push you away. You stayed steady as the night itself, letting my broken thoughts fall apart without asking me to explain them. Every breath I took felt borrowed, every second stretched thin, but you sat there patiently as if pain were not a problem to solve, but a story worth hearing. When God sat with me in the dark, my fear began to rest. The weight I carried for so long eased slowly from my chest. No lightning, no escape, just truth I couldn't fake. When God sat with me in the dark, my soul finally felt safe. You didn't ask me to be strong, you didn't tell me to move on. You sat with me until the dark lost its power and silence stopped feeling like punishment. As the night grew quieter, something inside me softened. Not because life changed, but because I did. I realized you were never waiting on the other side of my pain. You were already sitting inside it, and in that stillness I learned that faith isn't always believing harder. Sometimes it's just staying open long enough to be held. When God sat with me in the dark, the night didn't win. He turned my loneliness into a place to begin. If this is where you meet the weak, then I'm not afraid to stay. When God sat with me in the dark finally gave way. There are moments when silence feels heavier than noise, when the room is quiet, when my thoughts won't rest. I sit with questions I don't dare to speak out loud. Memories pressing in, fears knocking softly on my chest. The night doesn't answer, the walls don't respond, yet something inside me still listens. Even when words abandon me, even when prayer feels distant, my soul refuses to let go, because somewhere beneath the ache, beneath the waiting, faith is still breathing. Quiet, fragile, but alive. When silence still believes, you are closer than my breath. Even when I cannot hear you, I trust you in the depths. My heart waits in the quiet, my soul leans on your grace. When silence still believes, I know you haven't left. I remember louder days, songs that came easy, faith that danced without fear. Now belief walks slowly with careful steps through shadows I never planned to face. Still you remain, not in thunder, not in fire, but in the steady calm that keeps me standing. You meet me in the pause, in the space between despair and hope, where faith learns to whisper instead of shout. And somehow that quiet trust feels stronger than all the noise I once relied on. When silence still believes, your presence fills the room. Even unanswered prayers are held inside your truth. I don't need the feeling, I don't need the sign. When silence still believes, your love is still mine. Faith doesn't always sing, sometimes it waits. Sometimes it sits in the dark and trusts anyway. So I rest my soul here, not because I understand, but because I know your name. I choose to believe. I choose to believe. When nothing moves, when nothing changes, when heaven feels quiet, the silence isn't empty, it's sacred. It's where you teach my heart to trust without proof, to hope without sight, to stay without certainty. And in this quiet place, I realize you were never gone. You were teaching me how to believe without the noise. When silence still believes, your faithfulness remains. Even when my voice is gone, your promise stays the same. I wait here in surrender, birds grow tired and fall asleep on the floor. Rooms where prayers don't come in sentences, only in sighs and pauses. I sit here alone, heart open, hands empty, waiting for something holy to happen in the quiet. No thunder, no fire, just the sound of my breath and the weight of everything I never said out loud. And still I feel you near, closer than my doubts, closer than my fear. In the silence, you know my name before I ever speak it. In the stillness, you hear my heart when my mouth can't reach it. I don't need the noise, I don't need the crowd. In the silence, you know my name, and you meet me now. This silence isn't empty, it's full of waiting, full of memories, breathing slowly. Inside my chest, I remember shouting once, trying to prove my faith was strong. Now I whisper, because strength learned to rest. The world told me you only speak in power, but I've learned you stay in peace. You sit beside me when my soul feels small and my faith feels thin. You don't rush me, you don't leave. You teach my heart how to listen again. In the silence, you know my name and the weight that I carry. In the stillness, you hold my tears like something sacred. I don't need answers, I don't need control. In the silence, you know my name and you heal my soul. You are not absent because you are quiet. You are not distant because you are gentle. You are closer than the noise ever allowed me to notice. And slowly my shoulders loosen, my breathing steadies. The room feels warmer without changing at all. I realize this silence isn't where faith disappears. It's where it learns to breathe, where trust stops proving and starts staying. I don't leave with answers, I leave with peace. And somehow that is more than enough. felt heavy, when words refused to rise, and silence filled the room. I sat with my thoughts like broken glass in my hands, afraid to move, afraid to bleed again. The night didn't scream, it only waited, watching my heart wrestle with everything it couldn't understand. And in that stillness, where doubt tried to speak louder, my faith stood quietly, not strong, not loud, but still alive. When faith stood in the quiet, you were closer than my breath, holding every fear I carried, standing firm where hope felt weak. I didn't need the answers, I just needed you to stay. When faith stood in the quiet, you never walked away. I remembered all the times you met me in the waiting, not with thunder, not with fire, but with peace that settled deep. The world kept moving, but my soul stood still, learning that trust doesn't shout, it listens. I felt you in the pauses, in the spaces between my tears, teaching me that faith doesn't always feel brave. Sometimes it just refuses to leave. When faith stood in the quiet, your mercy filled the room. Every doubt lost its power in the shadow of your truth. I didn't need a miracle, just your presence through the pain. When faith stood in the quiet, you remain. Faith doesn't always rise, sometimes it kneels, sometimes it waits. With trembling hands, trusting that silence is not absence, and slowly, without a warning, strength returned like morning light. Not because the storm had passed, but because you stayed beside me. My heart learned a deeper truth, that faith is improving when the answers come, but when the questions remain, and we still believe. In the quiet, you shaped me, you steadied me, you taught me how to trust again. When faith stood in the quiet, heaven leaned to hear my soul. You turned my silent surrender into strength I didn't know. I may not see the pathway, but I know you know the way. When faith stood in the quiet, stayed. There are moments when words fall apart inside my mouth, and all that's left is breath and waiting. I sit in the dark with a heart too tired to explain itself, too wounded to perform faith, too honest to pretend strength. The room is quiet, but my soul is loud. Thoughts echo like empty halls, and every memory asks questions I don't know how to answer. So I stay, not speaking, not running, just breathing in the stillness where you already are. When silence becomes a prayer, you hear everything I can say, every tear, every sigh, every fear finds its way to you. When silence becomes a prayer, you sit with me in the night. No words, no noise, no answers, just your presence holding my life. I used to think a prayer had to sound strong, had to rise like fire, had to prove belief. But tonight, all I have is quiet trust and a heart that refuses to leave you. I don't live my voice, I live my need. I don't explain my pain, I bring it. And somehow this silence feels holy, like you're closer now than when I tried to speak. When
silence becomes a prayer,
heaven leans in to listen, not to my words, but to my surrender. When silence becomes a prayer, you calm the storm inside. No thunder, no shouting, just mercy falling like rain. You don't rush the quiet, you don't fear my stillness. You meet me right here, where faith has no language and trust has no sound. Minutes pass like hours, but peace slowly arrives. Not loud, not dramatic, just steady like a hand on my back, reminding me I'm not alone. The silence no longer scares me, it shelters me, because now I know even when I say nothing, you are still working, still loving, still staying. When silence becomes a prayer, I rest inside your grace. No words left to carry, no weight left to hold. When silence becomes a prayer, my soul finally breathes, and I remember again, you were never waiting for sound, only for me. So I stay in the quiet, and you stay with me. There are moments when words no longer come, when the heart grows tired of explaining the pain. I sit in the dark with questions unanswered, hands open, voice trembling, soul barely breathing. I tried to speak, Lord, but my mouth stayed quiet, as if heaven itself asked me to be still. And in that stillness I felt something holy. Not answers, not explanations, but your nearness filling the empty space. When silence becomes a prayer, you hear what I can't say. When my voice falls apart, you remain and stay. I don't need perfect words, I don't need to pretend. When silence becomes a prayer, you meet me there in the end. The night listens as my heart confesses what my lips never could. Fear, regret, waiting, hope, all resting quietly. Between each breath I thought prayer needed sound, but you taught me stillness. You taught me that surrender doesn't always sing, sometimes it just breathes. And in the quiet, you touch the places I kept hidden even from myself. When silence becomes a prayer, your mercy fills the room. Even in my weakness, your love makes space to move. No performance, no disguise, just truth before your throne. When silence becomes a prayer, I'm never alone. You don't require noise to be near. You don't demand strength to stay. You understand the language of a tired soul that can only rest. Peace didn't rush in loudly, it arrived gently, like a soft light through a cracked door. I didn't feel fixed, but I felt held. I didn't feel strong, but I felt safe. And I realized that silence with you is not emptiness, it is trust learning to breathe. When silence becomes a prayer, my heart finally rests. No fear left to explain, no pain left to confess. So I don't need to be heard, I just need to remain. When silence becomes a prayer, your presence is enough.